Good evening. Good evening. Class 10 SE Unit 19 Heredity and Variation Part 2. Today question number 1 some short questions. Question number 2 Mendel's law, and question number 3 diagram, and you have to find out which is F1 generation and which is F2 generation, seeing the diagram. Today, question number 1, define with examples a hybrid. A hybrid, Nepali, Thima Borasangar. A hybrid is an organism, it may be plant or animal, formed by two genetically different organisms, but those organisms must belong to the same species. For example, capital T and small t, tall and dwarf, is hybrid. Hybrid tall, mule, horse and donkey, potato plus tomato. Lion plus tiger, liger. In the same way, other hybrids can also be formed. Another is brown pig. This is also a hybrid between boar and black pig, brown pig. Question number B. Mutation. It is different from variation. It is a sudden, unexpected and drastic change in the gene of an organism. Sudden, unexpected and drastic. And it is a discontinuous variation as proposed by Hugo de Vries. Hugo de Vries was the first botanist who proposed mutation. And according to Charles Darwin, origin of new species is due to continuous variation. But according to Hugo de Vries, origin of new species is due to mutation. चार्ल्स डार्विनले भनेको भेरिएसनबाट नयाँ जीव उत्पत्ति हुन्छ, तर ह्युगो डी भ्राइजले म्युटेसनबाट नयाँ जीव उत्पत्ति हुन्छ भने. ह्युगो डी भ्राइज सेड mutation is the exact cause of origin of new species, and mutation, it is generally caused due to harmful radiations of the ultraviolet rays, X-rays, gamma rays, beta rays, and different chemical substances. For example, 6 fingers in a hand. It generally occurs all of a sudden, and mutation occurs at a time all of a sudden, and it passes through generation to generation. 6 fingers in a hand, Down syndrome, extra chromosome, and so many others can also be based in males, and mustache or beard in female. Types. Mutation may be of different types. Genetic mutation, mutation in the gene. Chromosomal mutation, mutation either less number of chromosome or more number of chromosome. Germinal mutation, somatic mutation, etc. It was proposed by Hugo de Vries. Question number 2. Mention Mendel's laws. He did many experiments on bees and he found 3 laws: law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. First law, law of dominance. Just by the word law of dominance, it states that when a cross or cross pollination is made, cross pollination in plants, but cross can be made between two animals or two plants. When a cross is made between two pure contrasting traits or different characters, the strong or dominant character is seen in the first filial generation, and it suppresses, which dominates, a weak or recessive character. For example, if you make tall dominates dwarf, black dominates white, and red flower dominates white flower, etc. B. Law of dominance. Another B number. Question number 2B. B number, law of segregation. It is also called law of purity of gametes. Just by the word, it states that gametes are pure and they don't mix each other. When two contrasting characters are cross each other, we find the gametes are found to be pure and don't mix each other. See, gametes are pure and gametes don't mix each other, like tall and dwarf, red and white, etc. Law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. Gametes are pure and they don't mix each other. Third law, law of independent assortment. Meaning, law of independent assortment. It states that two contrasting characters don't affect each other because they are contrasting or different. What does it mean? It means height. One example, height and color don't affect height and color. Height does not affect color and color does not affect height. Question number 2. Question number 3. How to find which is F1 generation or F2 generation? Study the diagram and answer the question. Which is F1, which is F2. First of all, let me write F2 generation in RR tall. See. Which one generation we don't know. See, but by seeing, see, capital. Which generation? See, capital, small, and small. Which generation is this? See, which filial generation I number is shown? Which filial generation is shown? How to know? Which filial generation? Capital, pure tall, capital small, hybrid tall, and small, pure dwarf. This means it must be the second filial generation. Which filial generation is shown? The second filial generation is shown. because in the F1 generation, see, F1, this, all capital small, all capital. This one is F1 generation. Which filial generation is shown? F2 filial generation. Second filial generation, also called F2 generation. The second filial generation, F2, is shown. Number 2, what is the ratio? Mention the phenotype and genotype ratios. What is the phenotype ratio and what is the genotype ratio? The phenotype ratio is 3:1, because we can see one pure tall, 2 hybrid tall. So 3 tall and 1 is pure dwarf. Externally we can see phenotype ratio, external character, and genotype ratio. The genotype ratio is 1:2:1. 1 pure tall, 2 hybrid tall, and another is pure dwarf. Study the diagram and find out which generation is this. And another question number 3, question number 4. Question number 4, let capital B for black and small b for brown. Black and brown. So, study the diagram and answer the questions. Study the diagram. See. B, capital B for black, small b for brown. Capital small, capital small, capital small. Which filial generation is shown? Which filial generation is shown? When you see capital and small hybrid black, you should know that the dominant character suppresses the weak character. So, which generation is shown? The first filial generation, F1, is shown. Which filial generation is shown? F1. First filial generation is shown, called F1, because all are hybrid black. Mention the ratios of phenotype and genotype. Phenotype and genotype. See, what is the ratio? See, all are hybrid. In this case, we cannot say all are hybrid tall. Here, all are hybrid black. See, all are hybrid black. So we can't say the ratio. Only in the second filial generation, 3:1 phenotype and 1:2:1 genotype. But here all are, see, all are hybrid black. We cannot say the ratio. All are 100% hybrid. Formation of hybrid. Question number 4. Question number 5. Distinguish. You can distinguish yourself. For example, dominant and recessive characters. With example, you can dominant strong, recessive weak character. Just by the and give examples. Another dominant and recessive character, monohybrid and dihybrid cross with ratios 2. Monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. Just by the word mono. Mono means 1 and di means 2. First of all, we have to know what you mean a monohybrid. Mono means single, hybrid means two contrasting characters. It is the cross made between only one type of different or contrasting characters. Different or contrasting characters. Only one type of different characters in two organisms at a time. In two organisms at a time. It is, see, it is the cross made between two contrasting characters. Two contrasting characters. Here, what type of contrasting character? For example, tall and dwarf. Tall and dwarf means about only height. One is tall, another is dwarf. Both are height. Another, red and white flowers. Round and wrinkled, black and brown. About colors. Only colors. Black color, brown color. About color, round and wrinkled. About the shape of the कस्तो खालको shape छ? Shape. Red and white flowers. Color. Tall and dwarf. Height. Height, mainly height and color in monohybrid cross. Here, the final ratio, the genotype ratio is 1:2:1 and the phenotype ratio is 3:1. You have to write down the ratio. But here, see, the genotype ratio is 1:2. Here, the final ratio is 9:3:3:1. 16. 9:3:3:1. Final ratio. And you can give example, the best example. The genotype ratio is 1:2:1. Phenotype ratio is 3:1. The final ratio in this case is 9:3:3:1. Example, tall TT and say tall pea plant with tall and red flower. Red flower. Red flower is capital RR with dwarf. Dwarf small t and white flower. White flower say white small r. In the same way, when you take black and brown, not black and tall dog, see TT capital T tall and red, two at a time, height and color, dwarf and white. Tall and red flower both dominant with dwarf and white flowers. So we can denote TTRR, small and capital. 1. Question number 5A, dominant and recessive characters. Yourself, monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. And question number 5C, is better to write down. C number is mutation and variation. Say variation and mutation. Variation is परिवर्तन नेपाली. Mutation उत्परिवर्तन. Just by the word उत्परिवर्तन in Nepali. Variation simple. What is the variation? It is the different character in appearance of height, color, type of seeds, etc. Variation. Variation may be continuous environmental variation, genetic variation. It may be environmental variation or continuous variation. Continuous variation as proposed by Charles Darwin. I read one. According to Charles Darwin, was a very famous English scientist, botanist. According to Charles Darwin, variation causes the origin of new species. Variation causes the new species, origin of new species according to Charles Darwin. Mutation, already written the definition. It is the sudden, unexpected and drastic genetic change in an organism. Yet, drastic change, all of a sudden change. See, It may be environmental or discontinuous. It may be different types. It may be chromosomal variation, mutation, genetic mutation, genetic mutation, chromosomal mutation, and others, somatic mutation, etc. And generally, variation is caused by environment. It is generally caused by the environment, mainly environment. It is generally caused by chemicals, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, gamma rays, etc. Gamma rays. So variation, it was proposed by, it means mutation. It was proposed by another scientist named Hugo, Hugo D. Wright. According to him means Hugo D. Wright, mutation causes the origin of new species. According to Hugo D. Bryce, mutation is the cause of origin of new species, whereas according to Charles Darwin, variation is the cause of origin of new species. This was for today. You can write the dihybrid cross also, but tomorrow when I give the final practice questions, I give that one. This was for today.